You all need to think about this real hard when it comes to real criminals, how they act, and then the people working as cops, how they act similar to real criminals. A real criminal, a kidnapper, a thief comes up to you. You can't talk to them and reason with them. You know that. You don't see them in a uniform or anything walking up to you to bother you, to attack you, to do something to you that's not right when you're doing nothing wrong. So a kidnapper comes up to you, grabs you, and you just got to go with them. You can't reason with them. You may try to fight them, but you can't reason with them. You can fight them. You can pull a gun or weapon and hurt or kill them to get away. You can't do that with a cop or someone working as a cop, even if it's a criminal that decided to become a cop, because, well, as a cop, I can do this stuff and I can get away with it. And they hurt me, they shoot me, they stab me to protect themselves from me. We can all make them look bad and look like the criminal. And we look like the good guy, the victim, when they were the victim. When they were doing nothing, just bothering no one. So, criminals, real criminals, they'll walk up to you, they'll kidnap you, or they'll point a gun at you, a knife, and rob you, and, or beat you down, walk up behind you, beat you down, and, and then take what they want. Well, that's what these people working as cops do. You're standing there, you're minding your own business, you're walking down the road, you're minding your own business, you ain't acting like you're going to commit a crime. There was no call that you did commit a crime. You weren't seen, or caught committing a crime. You weren't called in for committing a crime, a complaint form. And you're not looking like you're going to commit a crime, in which they're to leave you alone and wait till you do commit a crime when they catch you in the act. So they can walk up to you because they have this uniform, and then you're going to sit there and you're going to think, well, they're different. They're not a thief. They're not a kidnapper. They're not a criminal. So I should be able to reason with them. I should be able to get them to call their supervisor to come, and when they're in the wrong, and I know they're in the wrong because law states what they can and cannot do. The law, their codes, their policies, they see as law. So, and that's what they do. They walk up to people and act just like the criminals. You can't reason with me. Now I'm going to get violent because you want to ask me questions. You want to try to reason with me. So, that ain't going to work. I'm going to rip your door open. I'm not going to listen to the laws you know. I'm going to call you names and say you're this and that, and you get it off of this and that, when the laws that you're getting off of whatever is out. You can look up, you can Google them, you can Google those laws. But y'all don't want, and most of y'all don't want to do that. You want to be lazy. Van Valiant just don't give a damn. He loves being a sociopath or a narcissist. He loves being a narcissist. It's just in him. He can't stop. You can't reason with him like with the cops or like with criminals and the cops. You can't reason with these thugs. There is no reasoning with them. They're just going to believe whatever they want to believe because they know they can just do it. And these people working as cops knows they can just get away with everything they do. And so, and they're the same. They ain't no different. They could just yank you out your vehicle like a criminal and then steal your vehicle, which they say impound, legal term, is still stealing under natural term. And then they're going to kidnap you when you've committed no crime, you hurt no one, you bothered no one. And so we're just going to kidnap you because you're doing to me what you would do to a criminal. Defend yourself. So you defend yourself from me like you would from a criminal that you legally can, or the criminal, but from me, you legally can't. So I can act as a criminal. Because you can't defend yourself from me when I act like a criminal. Rather than acting as a law enforcer, they're policy enforcers. They're corporate policy, rules, mandates, regulations, edicts, ordinance. That's all they enforce. They don't enforce laws. They enforce statutory law. Law of legality versus law of the land. They don't enforce law of the land. They enforce legality, not law. What they call legal law, or law of legality. Something totally separate, where they can just do whatever they want, like the criminals out there. They ain't no different. You put a criminal doing, worse, and seeing how the person can't, really say anything. And then a lot of people are too scared to actually try to do something because they don't want to get hurt or killed. Well, your life's already in danger. Your life's in danger from these bad sovereign citizens. Because they can act just like the criminals because you can't defend yourself from them when they're acting like a criminal towards you. As a human, working as a cop under color of law. A person working under color of law. Law of legality. Separate from law of the land. You have civil rights. Law of legality, color of law, civil rights. Statutory civil rights. That's what you have. They can take those away from you. That's your privileged rights. Under law of legality. Under law of the land, you have rights flat out, plain and clear, and they can't disturb them. But under color of law, and you be uneducated, oh, I love the uneducated, on how law and government works. There is two separate systems. Law of legality and law of the land. Washington, D.C. is in the state of X's, federal corporations attached to that federal corporation of that's Washington, D.C. They all work under law of legality. The cops that they hire, or the people that they hire from North America to work for Washington, D.C., our actual enemy, has become traitors to their own to get to act like criminals, to get to treat us like we're their possessions, their property. They could do what they want to us. We're their property. You can do what you want to your property. You can destroy it. You can take it apart. You can throw it around and mess it up. Destroy the outside and damage it. They can damage you. They can destroy you. They use the word destroy. They don't use the word kill. The officers, the agents in that government says destroy. I destroyed him. He was destroyed. Not murdered. Not killed. which is murder anyways. They just use the word kill, killed. No, murdered. When it's flat out murder, it's murder. Murder versus kill. There. Murdered versus killed. It'll tell you, it'll separate them. What's the difference between murder and kill? And you can find out. They just turned the word kill into a legal definition, gave it a legal definition. So they could just use the word kill. Destroy someone. Take their life. Or, they're criminals. They act just the same. They just have a suit and a badge and a gun on them to intimidate you. The suit and the badge makes you think different. When you look at them, you can't see them as a criminal because they're supposed to be the good guys. Good guys versus bad guys. How are good guys to act versus how are bad guys to act? Can good guys really act as like bad guys to get a job done? It'll say no. That's illegal. But all these others, they can't understand none of that. They're gone. Their mind, they were born different. They were born without the ability to think like me and all the other good people who don't want to go out and be criminals, act like criminals under something where they're protected to be able to act as criminals. They can beat you down and you can't fight back. A criminal beats you down, you can fight back. It's legal. But a person working as a cop, you can't fight back. It's illegal. So they can act like bad guys. It's legal, legalized, badged criminals. Legalized criminality for their side. That's what they're under. Legalized criminality. For those working as cops. They're humans. That badge and that suit, even with the gun and other stuff, but the badge and the suit does something to your mind, and then you can no longer look at them as acting like a criminal when they're not supposed to if they're the good guys. Good guys don't act and behave like criminals. Bad guys do. And now they got young punks in their early 20s, mid-20s working as sheriffs now. And they're worse. Because these young people think that they're invincible still. They think they can just do anything they want. Nothing's bad's going to happen to them. But they don't know. And they need to know. Keep biting the hand that feeds you. Gives you that money. Says you can have that job to have that money so you can go buy food and feed yourself and or your family. Keep biting the hand that feeds you. You're going to lose your job. All of them's going to lose that job. It won't exist anymore. We will say no more. We will have our arms and we will do it ourselves. And anyone who comes around and tries to stop us is seen as a criminal and is taken out like a criminal. Because it's legal. I don't care what label they're given or title. If they act like a criminal, they are a criminal. Flat, plain, and clear. So you all take care. Bye, everyone.